I don't know if I can say that Rich Rodriguez is a liar, but he is manipulative, deceptive, and well, he's good at it because a lot of people fell for it. A lot of people still falling for it. But when you look at the way things happened, there's a different story. I'll get to my thoughts about that after I do say, well, I'm still for us posting. This is still WVU football going deep. Though I will likely only be doing any big stories. I'm not going to be doing following games. You know, I'll check out the games, and if they're on network, you know, where I don't have to pay, I'll watch them. But I want nothing really to do with Rich Rodriguez at this point. But I still hope some of you I know agree with me. So if you want to click the thumbs up button, notification bell, make comments, that sort of thing. And I will still put in a buy me a coffee link somewhere. Now, Rich Rodriguez talked about, you know, not having enough bodies at wide receiver, even when we had 12 or 14 wide receivers. Talked about needing more cornerbacks when we had way too many cornerbacks. And he kind of let people think that he wasn't allowing press coverage, wasn't giving, you know, updates on specific players because he was afraid of poaching. He never actually said that, but it became clear that the media thought that was why, or they were accepting that as why. And he would say things like, well, you know why, but he wouldn't say it. Well, the real reason clearly now was that this purging of players was planned way before camp ever started. Was probably in his mind from the day he took the job or before. And before looking at any tape or anything else, how good these players were or were not was mostly of no interest to him. They were going because they were not his. He wasn't going to coach them. He wasn't going to try them. He was just going to get rid of them. And he kept a small number, which I expect to get smaller before things are done. But a lot of very good players left either on their own or were forced out or were forced to leave on their own. And we don't know who was doing well in camp, who was never getting a chance in camp. The media for the entire frickin' spring camp got 8 minutes. 8 minutes. There were a few leaks of information that frequently did not, you know, go along with what coaches were saying. But it's quite possible some of these guys were doing very well in camp, or if media had been there, they would have seen that they weren't given a chance to do anything in camp and just had to hang on until portal time. Now, yeah, nobody who was there will tell us, not to any great degree. Media by this point knows they were played, and they're not going to say they were played because Rodriguez will just cut them off. So free media, freedom of the press, never has been. And it doesn't take the law to block it. All we need is somebody who is strong enough to just say, go away, I don't care. And Rodriguez is in position to do that because he has the backing almost certainly of Oliver Luck and Ken Kendrick, who work as a team, and they work as a team to get what they want. That's their interest. It has nothing to do with the good of the school or program. So we had this farce. And so, we ended up needing corners and receivers because Rodriguez pushed a lot of them out. Same at running back. And I think he would have pushed a lot more out if he felt sure he could get somebody in the portal. I think most of the guys who are still here, it's just because he wasn't certain he could get somebody to replace them in time. And I still think for many of them, they're going to have to be twice as good as the guy behind them in order to get playing time. And I think some of them will regret staying if they do stay. But this isn't coaching. This isn't teaching, which some of the coaches say is what they love to do. This is ego. This is power. And Rodriguez is doing it because he can. With the current rules and the money he likely has available, he can play this game. Well, I'm out. I don't like this game. This is not West Virginia football. This is not West Virginia, anything. This is Rich freaking Rodriguez and what he wants. And that's all Rodriguez is really about. He will love a player after they've done him good. But he showed he does not care about football players. Only the ones who have already benefited him in some big way. And I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off that the courts made it possible. I'm pissed off that Ren Baker let it happen. I don't know if he got played by Rodriguez or if he was forced into this by Luck and Kendrick. I certainly hope that he didn't do it knowingly. But this is where we are. It's not where we need to be. It's not where college football needs to be. It's not where, college academics or any of this needs to be or has to be. Do not fall for the idea that coaches have to do it this way to win. They do not. There are other ways and better ways to win. And whatever would get Rich Rodriguez out of head coaching fastest is what I hope happens this season, whether it's winning or losing. But we'll never be the same. All right, guys. I'm making myself kind of sick to the stomach the more I think about it. So I'm going to call it quits for now. I will possibly do other videos if there is something big to report. But don't look for me other than that. If you want to talk West Virginia football and you have issues with Rodriguez, that sort of thing, you can send me a message, send me an email. I'm more than willing to talk, but there's no point in doing this channel on a regular basis. All right, so long.